Hello, if you're brand new to my channel, my name's Amy and welcome back to another monthly favorite. The first one is right here, is this really cute custom-made necklace. So this is a plate with my initials on it, so it has the A in the middle and then L and then C on each side. I don't know if you can see from the side of the pendant, it's actually quite a thick pendant. It's quite substantial. It's a little box that it came in, and it also had a little dust pouch and a little microfiber cloth, as well as a certificate of the product. So as you can see, it has all the information about the necklace. This piece is indeed sterling silver. Also, it is gold plated. It also comes with different settings. I will put it on just so that you can see it on my neck for the remainder of the video. I thought about getting maybe the Amy one, but then sometimes I feel like I don't really want to show my name all the time, and plus I already have the initial A with the LV one that I bought, and I love wearing that one anyway. So something like this, I thought it was more interesting, and I really like that it kind of looks abstract. I also like that it is gold plated, so I know that it's not going to be easy to tarnish. Here's another fashion favorite. I think it's kind of hard to show you it, but I'm sure you've noticed me wear it in the past couple videos. This is a top by self-portrait. This is how the back looks like. It's just a zippered closure. It is quite fitted, and this is actually part of an older season. I definitely took advantage of the sales. Quite a few of you have already asked me to do a haul video, which I think I will. So just, I guess, giving you a little preview of this top. Well, I'm sure you've already seen it in my other videos, but it's definitely been one of my favorites. Of course, I couldn't have a favorites video without featuring these two bags. I can't really say whether these two bags are actual favorite bags yet, but I can tell you that owning them or having the opportunity to own them is definitely a favorite, meaning like the feeling itself is a favorite because they're just so pretty. I'll definitely keep you guys posted once I do wear the bags a little bit more to let you guys know how I feel about the design of the cocoa handle itself, the size, and in general. Also, I do want to ask those of you who do own any sort of exotic skin handbag, or maybe even the cocoa handle with an exotic handle, what do you do in terms of protecting the scales of snake skin from peeling or from flaking? That's definitely something that I'm not super familiar with, so I'm very curious as to whether you guys have any sort of product that you recommend. I definitely don't feel like putting a twilly or any bandeau on like to wrap it, because I feel like flaking is an issue that will get worse if you put any sort of wrapping around it. I just feel like the friction between the silk and the edges of the scales would probably get worse, so that's probably not something I would do, but I'm just wondering if any of you have any experience with snakeskin to let me know down below. My next favorite are in these two bags, and they are organizers from a company called Zumoni. And you would have seen that I already reviewed it in my video last week, so I'll just show you this one. This is the Never Full one. And they have several layouts, but I just chose this one for the Never Full. Here's the one in the Speedy. I chose it in a lighter color. But if you're not aware of this organizer, I do encourage you to watch my video, because I really do like these organizers. I do think that they're very well made, and I just wanted to give them another shout out. I just really like the material and the construction and how lightweight they are. Truly, if there is any organizer I recommend, I would probably go with one of these, because I think they're well priced, they're really well made, the shipping was quick, and I'm just a really big fan. On the other hand, I also wanted to maybe talk about this organizer a little bit. This is another organizer from another company, so it has nothing to do with the previous one. This one is called Fit In, I think. It is also made of felt material, but this felt is a lot I don't know if it's actually thicker. It feels thicker, but it's definitely a lot harder, so I don't know if you can tell the difference just from me handling it, but even the edges on the top feels kind of rough and not super soft like the previous one that I showed you. Again, of course, it has lots of compartments and they are usable. There's one bigger compartment here on the side. The middle compartment is removable on this one with snap buttons. So I do really appreciate companies reaching out to me to send me things to review. But I do want to be thorough and objective when I do these reviews. Or when I show you guys things that I receive, and I am definitely a little bit disappointed with this one, especially because I know how a premium organizer feels like. For me, this one, the Zumoni, is a premium organizer. It's very, very well made. It's so soft and it's super lightweight. Construction wise, you can't really see any sort of seams or any edges that are sharp or anything like that, especially even the bottom. So I would consider this to be a premium organizer. I've recently gotten a lot of questions about what's on my face, specifically about my lips and my eyes and even my foundation. I do want to let you know that all the products that I use on my face are always linked down below in the description box. In fact, most of the time I always link what I'm wearing. Nevertheless, I will talk about what I'm wearing on my lips as well as on my eyes, because I tend to get a lot of those questions, so I'll just talk about them a little bit. This is the main lipstick that I normally use on my lips, which I'm wearing right now. I tend to wear a sheerer layer, but sometimes if you notice that my lips are a little bit more opaque or just a little bit darker, then I'm just wearing a couple more layers of it. So this is the Marc Jacobs lip cream, I believe, in the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang number 216, and this is the color. So that's exactly what I'm wearing on me. This size is a teeny tiny size. I got it as a sample gift. I'm not a huge lipstick person, but I do like wearing that one when I make videos or when I do go out, because that formula is quite nice, doesn't smell anything funky, and also it actually is pretty hydrating, which I really like. This is a lip crayon from NARS, and it's called the Rikugen. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is a satin lip pencil. And I also like to use this as my like lining color, or sometimes I also fill my lips with this color before putting the Marc Jacobs on. This is also a great product because, again, it doesn't smell funky. It's a nice texture, and also it's very close to my own lip color. I use a combination of the two products, and you'll probably notice that my lips are not always super defined because I also like to go around the edges and kind of undefine them. I tend to like to do that. For my eyes, my favorite product is actually magnetic lashes. These are the ones that I've always kept mentioning. I think it was in my last month's favorite. These are the magnetic lashes from Ardell, and they are the double 110, I believe. That's the model that I like. So those are always favorites. But underneath my lashes, I always like to wear some sort of mascara, and my favorite are the fiber mascaras. The reason why I prefer fiber mascaras is because they wash off super easily with just warm water. I think, in fact, if I were to do a unready with me kind of video, it would be super boring because it would be always the same thing. I just wash off my entire face of makeup in the shower with my usual cleanser, because everything I use on my face is natural, mostly natural, and really washes off super easily. Same with the mascara. I like that fiber mascaras washes off very, very easily with warm water. You just have to really let the warm water go over your lashes a little bit before you wiggle them out. So my favorite fiber mascara thus far, especially from the drugstore, is this one from L'Oreal. It's called the Double Extend. It has a two-part step. But so in the past, I've been loving using both step 1 and then step 2. Step 1 is just basically the primer, and the primer is white. But now that I've been wearing magnetic lashes, I actually don't really prime my lashes anymore. I just use the fiber end just to put a rough coat on my eyes so that the magnetic lashes have something to hang on. So this is still my most favorite product in terms of mascaras, even though I don't use it exactly the same way as I used to in the past. This one I just recently discovered and also started using. It is also by L'Oreal, called the Superstar X Fiber. Similarly, this has a step 1 and 2. Step 1 is, again, it's just a primer, and step 2 is the fiber mascara. However, the formula on this one is slightly different, and it tends to flake and it tends to also run. The first time I wore this, I actually got a little bit of not raccoon eyes, but I definitely got a little bit of the shadow here, which is not good because I don't like that. So I don't highly recommend this one, but I just wanted to point it out just in case that you guys are looking to get into fiber mascaras as well and saw this one. I actually don't really like this one, but I thought I would let you know. From Simply Naked Beauty, and it comes in this pretty hardcore box. And inside there's 2 products with a spoolie as well. The idea is essentially the same. There's a step 1 and a step 2, except that they're in separate tubes. The step 1 is a gel and the step 2 is just the fiber. So unlike the previous mascara, this one you have to really follow step 1 then step 2, because I'll show you that the step 2, which is only the fiber, it literally is just fiber. As you can see on the wand, it's literally just all fibers clung onto the brush, and the step 1 is basically the glue that you have to coat on your lashes. You have to alternate step 1 and step 2 multiple times to achieve the effect that you like. So it is a fun product, I would have to say, and you can really build up your lashes quite well. They can become super long and spidery, so it's super fun. It does take a lot longer though, so I wouldn't say that this is a product I would use underneath my magnetic lashes. But if you are looking into playing with a new fiber mascara, this is something that you can definitely look into. I have a couple more favorites to share with you before the end of the video. So my next favorite is indeed a book. This is a book that I just recently finished. It's called The Ripple Effect, and it is written by a Canadian author. In fact, the author himself, Dr. Greg Wells, is a physiologist, exercise medicine researcher at Toronto Hospital, and a professor of kinesiology at University of Toronto. When I bought the book, I didn't know that it was written by a Canadian. I was just really drawn by the title, and I have to say that the book is really, really good. Sometimes a little repetitive. Repetition is good sometimes though, because I remember back in high school in secondaire 4, so it's the equivalent of grade 10 here, I had a biology teacher that was very, very repetitive, but we all loved him because he made studying the subject so much easier. He repeats himself so many times in class, the terms or the facts or just things about biology so often that by the time we study and commit the material to memory, it didn't take a really long time to do it. So I really appreciated that teacher, and I kind of feel like it's similar to how this book is written. You come across a lot of the information again and again, so you kind of can't really miss it and you somehow remember it a little bit better. Now, the whole idea about the book is summarized over here. The better you sleep and eat, then the better you move as well as think. And it makes a lot of sense, and I think a lot of us know that, but a lot of us don't do it. And personally, I've always had a lot of trouble with sleep. For me personally, it stemmed from a place of love. Ever since I was a child, I liked to stay up late because I wanted to just spend time with my mom. She always worked really, really late in the most ridiculous hours, in the wee hours. She would still be working in the morning when we wake up. So it stemmed from a place of love, then it became a bad habit, and I still have problems with sleep nowadays. In any case, no matter how much you know about a subject, or no matter how much you feel like you know about a subject, you will always learn something new, and that's how I felt about this. And sometimes you just need a reminder of things that you already know to motivate you to do better. So this is something that I recommend, especially if you want to learn more about healthy living in general, or if you're just someone who needs a little bit of motivation to change your lifestyle. I do recommend this one. In case you're not into reading, I also want to recommend an entertainment that is on Netflix, and it is a show called The Last Kingdom. I'm pretty sure I already mentioned the show before a long time ago, but I just recently watched season 3. It was amazing. I think it was probably the best season so far, but if you haven't watched the show, I highly recommend it. It's a really well-written show in the era of Vikings, and even if you don't like that era, and even if you're not into that kind of show, I still recommend it because it's more the story and the acting. That's the list of my favorites for January. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any recommendations for Netflix shows that I should watch, or even books that I should read, just to let you know, I am actually currently reading this one for February. So if you have any more recommendations that you think I will love, do let me know down below. If you're brand new to my channel, thank you so much for joining us. I would love to have you back, so please do subscribe and like this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!